everyone, it's Anne from Curious Moon Design. Now this week's project's all about collage. But before we get to that, if you haven't already seen last week's video, please go and have a look, because there's a free printout for you to make this lovely booklet. I'll put the link below to the video, but also the link to subscribe to our monthly newsletter where you'll get the free printout. Right, on with today's project. Now you've seen me before using things I've made at college. Well, this is one of them. It's a tea towel. I drew out the houses, coloured them and had them printed on cloth. Now the paper I used for that was a thermal imaging, and I've still got lots of it left. It wouldn't be good enough to print out on because the ink has gone. But I don't want to just throw it away, so I thought, well, I could collage on it. I'll put that to one side. And so what I've done is I've cut up lots of the images on it and collaged sort of on top of one another. And then also I've used one of the papers and just stuck odd bits of paper on there, leaving some of the images still visible. And then I've scanned those in and ended up with photocopier paper with a collaged image. Now I may put this on as a freebie printout sometime, but I'm just going to see what I can make with it and see whether, because I want to add to this now. I want to stamp on it, but you can't really do that and photocopy it. So this would be the original piece that would, if I do put it for a printout, that would come out, and then you'd add your own stamps and things to it. So I've got two there I can use. This is the original, so I'll leave that for now. So now I've got them in my computer, I can print them out when I want. So I'm going to add some stamping and mark making to them now, just to build up the layers. I'll get my things together and we'll have a go. Okay, well I've got some paint. I've decided to go with a nice bright red, a white and a black. And I've just got sort of some objects that I had in the house, some wooden blocks. So I'm just going to use those because I could then scan those in as they're just household items. We'll see how it turns out anyway. But first of all, I'm going to just put some marks on. I've got a graphite stick and a couple of wax crayons. So I'm just going to put some marks on with those and just anywhere really. Then I've got a yellow one which I might use on top of that. So I'll go ahead now and just put some more of these marks on in just odd places, and then I'll come back when I'm stamping. Okay, well, lots of random marking there which look nothing on their own, but they just build up layers. So now I'm going to use the colour red, and I'm just going to add some marks. This is just poster paint, nothing fancy. And the effect with collage is really when you start using it in your work. So this is just all part of it's fun, but it's the basis of something else that you're going to make with it. I've got this one, I've got this one, so I'll have to wash these in between, and that makes rather a lovely mark. So I'll do the same on this side, and then I'll add black and white. I'm going to use this ring here. I've got this. I may just use the edge of that rather than a block. I think a block would be too much. Let's just try the edge. Yes, I think the edge is the thing to go with. So it's just experimenting really, using what you have available. And as I say, I'll carry on then and do the white, the black, and then the white on top of that. But I'll have to do a lot of washing up in between. So I'll come back when I've finished all this mark making, because I want to then go on and make something with it. Okay, here they are. I love all the mark making, the colours. I've got red, black and white on here, and I've had them pressed between some books, and I think they look lovely. I'm going to make an art folio now so that I can store some images. Now I've got some card stock here. I picked out some to go with it. This one underneath has got more orangey tones in, and I want a little bit of an edge around, so I think this picks out those colours, but unfortunately it's got that on the back. That's quite often what happens, isn't it, with cardstock, and I don't think that will go with what I want to do. So I picked out these colours, and I think with the pinks from the houses in the background, I think this one's going to be quite nice, and I've got that on the back, so I quite like that. So what I'm going to do is cut out this so that we have a bit of an edge, and then I'm going to score it into 3 sections. I mean, you could score it wherever you like to make the folio, and when I've done that I'll come back and show you how I'm going to proceed. Well, I've cut that, and just to have a little edge around, and I've scored my card. I don't have a scorer, so all I do is essentially bend it and have a ruler to make sure those are well creased. So I put 2 lines here and 2 lines here so that you have a little bit of a depth to it. Now what I'm going to do is, because because I want a border around, I'm going to cut this image so that I just have a margin, and then I'll stick those to each of those sides. When I've done that, I'll show you how it looks. Okay, where had we got to? I think I was just telling you about cutting these, so I've cut the collage images so that they've got a border, and I think that looks rather nice for an art folio. So I just want to finish it off with, I've cut 2 pieces of cardstock, just oblong, and then I've cut at a jaunty angle there, and I'm going to cover them with the collage and stick them in there so that I can put things inside. So I'll cover those, stick them down and bring those back. I've also cut out 2 circles for my button. I've only got this cutter and I wanted a little circle inside, so I had a button which I thought would be just the right size for that, and I just cut round a piece of my collage and stuck it to a card, and then put an eyelet through before I stick my folder shapes in there, so it will hide the eyelet. So I'll go away and do that, stick all those together, put that through, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, well the light's fading a little bit, so I hope you can see this okay, but I've finished the folio now. I've got my collage piece on there, which I think looks very nice. Quite pleased with it. And as you can see, we started off with a just an image, added some papers from the scrap box, and then added some layers with paint. So sometimes when you can't think of anything to do, it's worthwhile making a collage, because you can then end up making something rather useful and good to look at. So inside I've got 2 pockets, and I just stuck them in with double-sided tape just on this edge, and they're rather useful for some art cards that I want to keep and have handy. I did think of putting some wording on. I've just taken these from one of our packs. That one says collection document. I thought the colours went quite well there. And again, there's record or inspire, but I'm not going to put them on today. I'm just going to leave it as it is today. I can put those on a later time. But you can see that you know, when you can't think of anything to do, it's worthwhile doing a collage. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching that and it's inspired you to make something. It's the start of a new year, so let's try something different. Come back and join me next time when I'll be crafting with paper and fabric. Bye for now, everyone.